It's Nolan.
Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
Yeah. Had to break away, I'm back home. I know the people miss a nigga, feel that shit in my bones, but fuck it. Life is a finite experience. Fine dining, refusing to take this time too serious. I was hustling delirious, niggas acting nefarious. Sweet them out, clean them out the inner circle. My journals is leaking out. I tell my truth on records. Do it myself, it ain't no co-defendants. Killing all these niggas, no mask, cause bitch, I'm photogenic. These my Chaucerisms, sharp as a prism. My bars like a prison, honor and wisdom, all that I'm drenched in. Phone calls talking about business, I'm optimistic. Even though I gave my ass to kiss, I don't fuck with the system. I'm my own man, run a program without the clock, confident. Anything your faves dropping, I could top. Now they label me a hater like I'm supposed to be heard. I wear my heart up on my sleeve like it's sewn in my shirt. You swear you're hot, but your flow is just burnt. They say my head getting big, I just told her it's girth, focused on work. If I thought about that criticism, I'd be on a different mission. I'm trying to find the definition of my premonitions. A crash course like collision, dog, I went the distance. My hood full of chicken spots, niggas keep the biscuits. They spilling tea up on a nigga, let it be hibiscus. That bullshit, I stay above it like a flying nimbus. Orion's image, I'm shining with higher limits. Competition coming my way, you know I am winning like the slang in London. I am in it, wrist cryogenic, that's frozen. Chosen by hoes that want my chiro in them. Role model, I'm rolling with models, y'all was printing. Load hollows for these fuck niggas y'all been sending. I pray to God I never had to hit that throttle with them. I want my cash multiplying, this is not addition.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody is doing well out there. Now, in this particular show, we're going to be getting into Drake once more. It's been a very active weekend with him, you know what I mean? Everything that's been going on at the Wireless Fest. He was out there for an R&B set on Friday. Yesterday, he did a rap set. He brought out Lotto, you know what I'm saying? He brought out the Man's Dumb. He brought out a whole bunch of motherfuckers. He said that the UK rappers are the best in the world. They had a whole fuck Kendrick session and all that going on. You know what I'm saying? He done debuted a whole new tattoo over LeBron James with SGA from the Thunder. Homie just been active than a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But even with that, we have other things to get into. I saw some people saying, this whole SuperMax deal thing in the comments. So I had to actually go check it out. And it looks like there is another artist, once again, claiming that Drake has stolen a song from them. Okay? This song in question is the SuperMax deal's snippet that we heard during his Iceman episode 1 live stream. And there's an artist by the name of WunTaykTimmy who says that he had a song called SuperMax Deals, and he said it sounds pretty similar. Not in terms of the production, but mostly the hook, the lyrics and the cadence of the hook. All right? Now, at first when I heard about this, I'm like, oh man, another artist claiming Drake stole something. Because again, you know what I mean? I try to be objective. I know people don't feel like I am, but nonetheless, I try my damnedest to be objective. You know what I'm saying? And anytime that I hear somebody claiming that a song was stolen when independent artists do it, you know, it's kind of a toss-up. It's kind of a 50-50 thing because there's a lot of valid artists out here that are really doing the work, that are putting the music out, that are, you know, getting accomplishments done. They having a certain level of success for themselves in the independent space. They're meeting people in the industry. They're getting their music in circulation, perhaps going to labels and things of that nature to where their song could possibly find its way in the direction of some of these major artists. But then there's also a whole other sector of clout chasey ass niggas that are gonna latch on to any possible situation. If a nigga say, I'm the best in a song, and then Drake come through and say, I'm the best, they gonna be like, that's my lyrics. And then that shit starts muddying the waters. You feel me? So it makes it a little complicated to speak on these things But I'm gonna do my best because we covered the situation when Megan Thee Stallion came out with Whenever, and somebody came out and said, "Hey, Megan stole my song," and come to find out that was a load of horse shit. We're currently dealing with Cardi B. Somebody heard outside and said, "Hey, that's similar to my song." And it still hasn't necessarily been resolved. Somebody told me that Miss Risa Rain is looking into getting a legal team together so that she could perhaps move forward with some sort of lawsuit. So we'll see how that goes. Cardi B is also going through another situation from last year with Enough where somebody said, "Hey, that's my song." You know? So, again, some of these situations can be valid. Others, a lot of times, be complete farces. But let's go ahead and pull up Mr. WunTaykTimmy and hear what he's talking about.
Randomly scrolling Twitter, everybody talking about this Drake shit and that Drake was on live stream and leaking songs, previewing songs from the album or whatever. And this what I heard.
Look, SuperMax. For what I got going on, I'm too relaxed. The truth is not in your phone, you're too attached. It's how I really look in the streets like Google Maps. SuperMax. For what I got going on, I'm too relaxed.
Well, for sure, I got a song titled that exact same shit that I made in 2019, like somewhere around there. But y'all tell me, like, am I tripping?
Just want the head. If I fuck, you gon' get too attached. I'm a veteran. If I sign, need a SuperMax. I need the SuperMax. Had to get back on my shit, cause I got too relaxed. Won't turn my back, even if it itch, know what they do for scratch. I'm a veteran. If I sign, need the SuperMax.
Like I said, pre-COVID, like, I shot a video to this, but I done performed this song at my shows. I even performed it acapella before. Ain't no telling how many people I done let hear this song. Meetings I done had and just gave them this song. I know I don't really be, in the mind of saying a nigga stole my shit. This shit validates the fact that I know that my shit is good enough. They try to play like I'm always missing something or whatever, but the artists that I number one just keep on coming out with one take shit. And I'm trying to tell y'all, like, I'm really that for real.
All right, so that's WunTaykTimmy. He said he made a song called SuperMax Deal in 2019. The only thing about this whole SuperMax thing is it's not something that any rapper can make up, right? It's not something that didn't exist. A SuperMax deal comes from sports. And we already know the type of marriage that sports and music have with athletes that want to rap, rappers that want to be athletes or were former athletes, the music that the athletes play, to get themselves in the mind frame. So there's definitely a symbiosis there between the two. So it's no surprise that somebody would take the concept of a SuperMax deal, which is basically cashing out at the highest level in sports, and turning that into an equivalent for a song. Right? Just being fair and objective. Naming the song that is not enough to be convincing, just like the Outside situation. There's so many people that made songs called Outside. I'm sure if I did a search on Spotify, there's probably other artists that have the song titled SuperMax Deal or SuperMax, something along those lines. Let me just do a quick check. So I just searched SuperMax on Spotify. Of course, at the top, you see What Did I Miss by Drake, which is a totally different song, but SEO and things of that nature is going to lead you to him. He's one of the biggest artists in the game. You have an artist here by the name of 2K SuperMax. All right. You got 2 Mazza. That was a load of garbage. You got SuperMax with 2 X's on it by Ayo Shamir, Selah the Corner, and some other people. You have a song called SuperMax English version by the Pit Stop Boys. I don't know why the fuck Soulja Boy came up. You got SuperMax again from DJ DB405. SuperMax Deal by DiBiase and Nits. So there's enough SuperMax or SuperMax deals out there. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not finna play none of these songs because I ain't got the time for the bullshit on here. But y'all get the gist of what I'm saying. Off the title alone, there's enough songs out there called SuperMax. And I wouldn't be surprised if they may have a similar cadence in this song. Just saying. Now, what made me evaluate this situation a little bit differently is coming back to my first point before I played WunTaykTimmy's video, right? Artists that are out here working, artists that are out here building a name for themselves, building a reputation. They actually have some sort of digital footprint behind them to show that they've been, you know, at least somewhat noticed by the industry, to have people of note that are aware of them, that could possibly vouch for them, that could say, no, this is a real artist out here. This isn't some lame ass nigga that's just popping up. Like, he actually does his shit. I actually had to go through his Instagram to learn more about this gentleman. So I'm on his Instagram, and he's got 21,000 followers, which, you know, it's not bad. It's pretty decent, but it's not massive, you know? So you could tell he's probably somebody that's doing his thing, but he says Grammy, Oscar, Emmy. I don't know how legit that is in his bio. Probably his goals, right? But I come across this. This is a performance here, and I'm gonna run just a little bit of this performance. Hopefully, we don't get flagged for it.
Yeah. What you got? Hey, I feel richer than Kanye. I feel realer than Kanye. I mean the original Kanye. Nigga, what's bigger than Grande? He been in the studio all day, cooking, trying to get on my entree. Trying to be Benny the Butcher when really I could've just did it the Conway. But the steaks been getting them sauteed. I could've pitched for the Padres. I been hit my parlays, man. I can't even listen to y'all say all the bullshit that y'all say. If I wanna hear more about nothing,
That's
I
Trina.
can just go and listen to Wale. My bitch pretty as Sade, nigga. It ain't no telling me nothing. I really am who I am. They tried to tell me he wasn't. Like this ain't as easy ever done it. Yeah, I'll burn these Yeezy 700s. All you gotta do is say it, nigga, no problem. Do it for Honor, do it for Donda, do it for Mama, do what I want. I feel richer than Kanye.
So he did this performance, and Trina was literally in the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Somebody in the industry who could say, hey, I've heard of WunTaykTimmy. I've seen him. He's not a random. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, that gives him some validity. That doesn't mean that somebody that's been in front of famous people isn't a clout chaser. I'm not putting that on him, but I'm just weighing all the options, putting it all on the table, right? So then, as I go through more of his content,
I'm mad at myself for being asleep on WunTaykTimmy.
WunTaykTimmy's got that like
Screw.
street vibe, but he can also rap.
One Take is the dopest nigga in the game, yo. When it comes to lyrics right now,
Tell me what you need, get it to your A Maison.
I'm not going to play that song because it's produced by Cool and Dre. Now, if y'all know who Cool and Dre is, they've been in the industry for 2 decades. Going on 3, right? They released music of their own. They produced for the likes of Fat Joe, DJ Khaled, Ace Hood, that whole Florida mid-2000s movement. Cool and Dre was at the epicenter of it. Hated to love it, the underdogs on top. Game and Fitted, Cool and Dre. So if he got a record with Cool and Dre, that also lends credibility because he's working with established producers that actually have big records, multi-platinum, possibly Grammy-nominated records, which adds another legitimate strike to his name. You know what I'm saying? Just going through more of his stuff. And the reason why it matters is because a person who has these sorts of things going for themselves, to come out and make the assertion that Drake is stealing something from you in this industry, by default, is going to sully your name a little bit. So would you really want to risk your reputation when you have notable people paying attention to you? This is T-Pain.
Understand when I say this shit is easy, I mean it's easy for me. Not easy enough that these niggas could even compete. And whichever one of y'all feel is cheaper to
So this is T-Pain listening to his music here. And another occasion of T-Pain on his stream. Would you really want to risk your reputation with all of these people to have people talking for a couple days to say Drake stole your shit? Is it really worth it? When there's so many people, yeah, you may get a crowd of people to say, yeah, Drake stole his shit, man. And then you're going to get all the motherfuckers in the industry who been tiptoeing the line, who's just waiting on this moment to kind of die down. And I want to go ahead and say, if you don't believe it's going to happen, there are going to be people in the industry that have kept quiet during this whole Kendrick Drake back and forth, that once his season feels like it's about to kick back in, they gonna mosey their way back around and they're gonna work with him. So those people that are waiting out the storm, would they be so open to working with WunTaykTimmy if he's accused Drake of stealing? Probably not. Like, I fuck with you, man. You dope. But you drew a line in the sand that I can't respect. We got Timbaland here. Now, Timbaland's been under some scrutiny himself for stealing some shit, so this ain't as valid as of a stamp as it once would have been. But even Timbo fucks with homie.
Hey, bro, let me say something to you. I don't know if you've been watching it, when you hear people like a WunTaykTimmy come up here, that makes you got to reevaluate yourself, okay? You got to.
Now, WunTaykTimmy, you might want to look in to see what the fuck that nigga was doing with your shit while he was playing it on the motherfucking stream. But nonetheless, you got the cosign, and there's a bunch more of those Timbaland clips where he just be playing homeboy shit on his stream. So, again, there's enough of a background of dude to say, I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt necessarily. I'm just saying it's a possibility based on whatever he's gained up to this point. Is it worth possibly losing to accuse Drake? Or is it more likely that he could have some form of validity to his claim? I don't know. There's other people in the industry that I see in his comments, like in his posts, people that have important roles in the industry that I follow myself on Instagram. So I don't know. Now, the big asterisk here, and it's not just about WunTaykTimmy, it's about the level of creativity that goes into a lot of these songs that we hear being accused of copyright issues. I have never, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, I have never heard a lyrical masterpiece duplicated. The only somewhat lyrical song that I've heard of that was like a complete swipe or some sort of controversy was that whole DMX K Solo Spellbound situation. Like, who actually came up with that song first, right? And they served time in jail together and they battled each other in jail and that whole thing. So there was like a clear line of like, they knew each other. Somebody made that rap first, and they for years didn't like each other over whatever that issue was, right? But outside of that, I haven't seen a lot of songs that have like unique bars. It's mostly songs that have these kind of cookie cutter chants. And it's like, is it stolen, or are y'all just pulling from the same creative stream of like easy, catchy, 1 to 2 word repeated hooks that anybody could come up with, people on the street could come up with? We see high school music projects that come out, and compared to some of the stuff that's out today that will be considered popular, it's like, damn, these high schoolers done made some shit that's just like that, because we're now in this space, and we've existed in this space for a long time of, oh, this is the music niggas making? I could do that. So is it that, or is it really an original thought that someone like a Drake would have had to have heard, or maybe somebody would have passed to him? I don't know. And I know me even going through these different levels of possibilities, people gonna be like, yo, why you cutting Drake slack here? You know that nigga be yanking nigga shit. I do know. It ain't no mystery on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've talked about that enough. However, there's always the possibility of, like, just because I stole your motherfucking cookie don't mean I stole it today. You know what I'm saying? Man, that nigga got locked up 2 years ago for breaking and entering in somebody's house. Oh yeah, that sounds like something that nigga would do. But the nigga wasn't even there. You know what I mean? So there's always that thing too. I wasn't there. I wasn't in the studio. I wasn't in the studio for either of the sessions to know anything. But I will say, for Drake, you and your team of writers or whoever you working with, y'all gonna have to come up with some more unique shit so that you don't keep ending up in these predicaments. That's what I will say. And with the energy that's going on in hip hop right now, ever since Kendrick with GNX, the way we're talking about the clips, we'll let God sort them out. I think everybody is going to have to work a little bit harder, be a little bit more intentional with the types of records we making, so that we're not making shit that anyone else could just happen to duplicate because it was just sitting at the rim. Oh, that's an easy idea. Dunk. Let's push a little harder. But if homeboy can prove Drake stole his shit, pursue it. That's what I will say. If you feel wronged, pursue it. Go for it. Be my guest. I just hope you got support, because homeboy definitely got a crazy legal team on his side that he's paying pretty pennies for right now. But let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, Become an Insider. I will catch y'all on the next one. And man, Drake, if it comes out that you stole this nigga shit, boy, retire. Just give it up. If it can be proven that you stole it, man, stop. And you out here suing your label about getting dissed, just take your ass back to your draconian coffin, go to sleep in that bed, and put the top on, okay? I'm going to catch y'all on the next one now. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. First I'm out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no gunner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.